So you're telling me this is the end? I mean, no wonder he's called High End. Because he just took the one who was highest on the top and ended him. Although it's not confirmed if he did yet. It's very clear though that whatever is gonna happen, it's not gonna be a happy ending. I was always suspecting we were gonna get back to the despair routes, but the fact that the villain alliance does this immediately is quite a big despair. Just when Endevor finally were beginning to have some positive character development too. In the Angry Fan, the Despair Reviewer, Chapter 8, 188. What is the best thing to say? Well, let's just say that um, mm, let's just say that well, Endevor seems defeated. That's the easiest way to say it. So either way, it turns out that Endevor destroyed the entire building with his power, as Hawks tried to decrease the fallen debris. As many other heroes tries to help Endevor, all of them, it turns out all of this is in vain, because it turns out that High Endo has 5 quirks. One quirk that allows him to fly using shoulder jet mechanism. Is that similar to when that quirk that Gran Trino had? I mean, I know he has it on his shoes, but still. A shape-shifting arm that provides flight assistance and an elastic multi-prolonged attack. Sounds almost similar to Soji's quirk. A muscle enhancements that's very likely similar to Muscular, that insane villain. A power, someone strong enough to shake off an iron beam, and a regeneration. And apparently has a 6th quirk, cell division, which allows him to split his cells into um, he's able to switch his cells into normals. Basically, High Endo is not just a sentinel normal. He is a normal, I wouldn't say breeder, but a normal creator. It is also according to Endevor the fact that when using a cell division, the color is different. So he mentions that he used some storage ability within his body. Because according to him, it seems to imply that High Endo's personality seems to switch um, uh, every single time. One day proclaims the strongest, the other one is interesting, and another one it's in his way. So whatever it is, High Endo is sentient and can even create normals. Is this may very well be the strongest normal ever. And as the normals get out, Hawk and the others try to fight off. It turns out Hawk can even use uh, his feathers as swords. So it's also revealed that despite Endevor having a very powerful quirk, even that has a limit, similar to his son. It turns out if he overuses his heat too much, his body will weaken and he will begin to burn. And it's during this moment that he actually actually has a flashback to his family, the family he abused and pushed aside. He sees his wife, he sees his 3 children he labeled as failure, and even and also his son he proclaimed was his favorite one. Again, we do not see the face of the 3rd son. Judging from the size, that son seems to be younger than Natsuyu. It's just that messy hair, the fact that he hides his eyes. I mean, the manga seems to imply that he has white hair, while the anime showed he had red hair. It's still not answering the question though. Is that really Dabi? I mean, the face almost looks similar, but the fact that he covers his face seems to proclaim not. So, as High Endo shows his new found strength, Endevor shows his ultimate, apparently, attack as he a prominence burn that even burns High Endo to the cell. Unfortunately, Hyendo's regeneration is so powerful that even if he just has his head left, he can regenerate. And he does as he skewers Endevor. It's during this time his family actually has a bad premonition, as Endevor loses one eye and very likely gets one of his face a little bit torn off, as many others has bad premonitions. Even All Might feels a pain in his chest. Endevor falls on the ground, seemingly defeated, as and narrator says you have to become a hero worthy of respect, as Hyendo just stands triumphant. Is this the end of Endevor? And even if it isn't, I highly doubt he will be the same person as ever, because now it seems that Hyendo just certainly took out one eye and very likely tore half of his face apart. So even if Endevor does survive this, he will be permanently blind in one eye, and I don't think he'll like that. He didn't want to show his miserable side. Alas, turns out the Hyena was just that powerful, regenerating from one single head wound. Granted, however, it is said in fiction that as long as your brain works, then you can always regenerate. So technically, if Hyendo's brain was destroyed, then maybe he wouldn't have regenerated. But yeah, this seems to be the end of Endevor. He was the one who was gonna have the flashback. I mean, Endevor finally went through some what appeared to be some minor good guy character development, and now you're just gonna kill him off just like that. I mean, I said before, My Hero Academia was about to head into the despair route, and when it's head into the despair route, it's always the villains win. So I guess this is the closest. This is a very strong win because now Endeavor is the top hero, and if the top hero gets destroyed by someone who's not even, I mean, a human from the League of Villains, then there that will throw people's hope into great despair, and with that lose even more hope than before, proclaiming that the world cannot survive without All Might after all. So well, even though that Endeavor had a flashback with his family, maybe that is a hint that maybe he is actually slowly regretting how he treated his family. But that third son, yeah, we saw him a little bit clear here, but we still don't know who he is. So, do you think Endeavor is gonna die? And even if he's not gonna die, do you think the damage on his face is gonna permanently cripple him? Give me your thoughts if you have any.